Sharp Game here, coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com, off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. The question of the day is, do women care about family more than their jobs? And this is a question that, I get from time to time. And I've had discussions with people about this. And I think we have to be honest. With the way the landscape of how things is going on and where things is going in this society, we at this point, just based on my experience and what I've heard and what I've seen, and just having discussions with with women, and just the mentality of some women, especially living in a big city, I think most women, they really don't care about family as much as they used to. I think with the rise of feminism, radical feminism, women have pretty much, they're committed to their careers and making money and being empowered to an extent where they're willing to sacrifice sometimes who they are as a person, and they're willing to sacrifice their family in order to achieve whatever goals and ambitions that they want. I think we have to be honest with that, because a lot of times when you see a lot of these women talking about, they're marching, it was a women's march a couple weeks ago, and then you have a lot of these women talking about women's rights and everything. A lot of times it's not what you think it is. A lot of these women just want to take over the whole goddamn thing. They just want to control everything. They want to do what they want to do, how they want to do it, when they want to do it, without being judged and without any consequences. That's what they really want. They don't really care about the traditional marriage and relationships. They really want to destroy all of that. They want to be able to go out here, have sex with as many guys as they want, and that has to be okay. Everyone should be, everyone should accept that behavior, and without no consequences and without being judged, without no losses. And that's what a lot of these women want out here. And a lot of these women I've met over the past 20 years, they really don't care about no family. They don't even care about kids. They might put up a good front. A lot of people do that. But a lot of these women will work these jobs and catch hell. They'll get harassed sexually weekly for years and never say anything about it because they love that job. They got to get that money, got to keep that money coming in so they can go shopping, buy cars, jewelry, buy a house, shoes, and a bunch of stuff that don't have any value for the most part. And these women will take all kind of abuse. And this is the average woman here. I'm not talking about, a small percentage. The average woman that work these corporate jobs, they catch hell in these jobs, man. They get harassed. Guys make passes at them like on a weekly basis. I mean, they get their ass tapped and, You know, all kinds of stuff happens in these corporate offices, man. But they never say anything about it because they got to make that money. They're afraid that if they do say something about it, they'll lose their jobs. And just think about the few claims that came out lately. And you know, some of these claims are lies, but just think about the few that haven't came out. Now, the ones that haven't came out are never going to come out is probably 10 times the amount of stuff that really happens. The stuff that happens behind the scenes that women never talk about is 10x the amount of sexual misconduct and mistreatment that happens with a lot of these women. But they never say anything. You know, they're never gonna say anything about it because that money is what they're attached to. See, they're slaves to that money. And a lot of these women don't even make a lot of money. It's a decent paying job, but it's not like, you know, it's gonna change their life. You know, a lot of these women are in debt. You know, so they feel like they gotta do what they gotta do, even if they have to sleep their way all the way up the corporate ladder. A lot of them will do it. And then turn around and justify why they had to do it. And then they get older, and a lot of these women don't have anything to show for it. All that sleeping around and sacrifice themselves, their integrity, no standards, basically destroyed the whole family, basically, and have nothing to show for it when they get older. You know, you got basically you know, nothing came out of it. No, they didn't start most of these women are not going to start no business. You know, they probably not going to own anything, you know, besides a house. And that's, you know, it's not too much to a house. If you're not making money from the house, well, it's just useless in my opinion, you know. But some people say you got to live somewhere. Yeah, but you don't have to, you know, you can. I had a millionaire told me this. He said, you rent where you live, but you invest and let other people rent where you invest at. A millionaire told me that shit one time. It kind of went over my head, but after about 2 minutes, I said, oh, I got you now. So I said, he basically said he bought one house in 60 years of his life. And the only reason why he bought that house, it was because of his wife. But he said they don't even live in that house. That's more of a vacation house. But he said the place where they live at the majority of the time is a rental. They rent a condo out. That's the place where they live 95% of the time. And he said he owned properties and he rent those out to other people. And they're making him money, cash flow, every month. So that's the point he was trying to make. He said if the house, apartment, property, real estate, if it's not making you any money, it's a liability, not an asset. So I always kept that in mind. So I always try to, anything that I get involved with, or anything that I buy, if it's not going to make me any money, I'm not buying it. I'm not spending the money. You know, and that's what I practice that over 90% of the time I practice that. You know, so regardless of what it is, you know, if I can't see no returns weeks, months later, I don't get involved. Period. You know. So, you know, a lot of these women, they're not even thinking like that. They just want to be involved in the system. They want to be, they don't want to, most of these women don't want to be trendsetters. They want to be a part of the status quo. And all that licking and sticking that most of them going to be doing, it ain't going to work. They're going to get used up. And before you know it, they're going to be looking to settle down with somebody. And some guy is going to come along and she's going to give him a sob story. And he's going to be like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And he's going to feel sorry for it. And more than likely, he's going to accept all this bad decision that she made, you know, because now at this point, once a lot of these women get older, they're going to be sitting in that rocking chair by themselves. They're going to have a bunch of stuff around them, house, cars, clothes. They'll have that, but they're going to feel lonely, used up. Some of them going to be doped up. Some of them going to be alcoholics. They ain't going to have nothing to show for it. They're not going to own anything. And all you're going to get, if you're a guy, is a used up vagina. And somebody that's been basically ran through like a rag doll. And it's sad, but, you know, it happens. And I know a lot of women that's just like this today. You know, they were Billy Badass when they were young, working in the office. And as soon as they got fired or got sick, whichever happens first, they're humble now, you know. But a lot of these women, you know, a lot of them you can't talk to because they just don't understand, because they've been so brainwashed into that corporate culture until, you know, it's almost impossible, you know, trying to get the message across to them. You know, some people just have to learn the hard way, man. So, you know, I know some guys that, you know, they just got tired of dealing with a lot of these women, and they just left. He didn't even get an attorney. He just left. One guy was like, you can have everything. I'll just come and visit my kids on the weekends. I don't care, you know. You know, and this type of stuff happens all the time. You know, a lot of these women women today are just bred from a different cloth. Especially if you live in a big city. Now, if you live in a smaller town, that's a little bit different. You know, smaller towns, people tend to have a little bit morals. The morals are still there. But in big cities, it's dog-eat-dog world, baby. It's whatever. You know, it's whatever. You know, that's pretty much what it is. You know. So hey, I think we have to be honest. You know, women today they have women's rights. Women are sexually liberated today. They can do whatever. You know, don't have to be accountable. Don't have to take responsibility for anything. You know, most women don't go to jail. They're never going to jail. Very small percentage of women go to jail. And even when they do go to jail, it's like a slap on the wrist. You know, it's like they get chances after chances. But as soon as you do one wrong thing, it's a wrap. First offense. They throw away the key on you. And women don't have no incentive to do the right thing or behave. What are they gonna get out of it? You know, this is how they think. You know, this is how they think. It's like, behave for what? Change for what? So hey, you just gotta know this before you get involved with any woman. You gotta know her mindset. You gotta, you know, just don't get caught off guard. Because, you know, this is why I always say it takes time to get to know people. Some people say, hey, no, it doesn't. It takes a couple months to get to know someone very well. No, that's not the case. It could be fronting for 6 months, 12 months, 24 months. That could be a front. I've seen it. So, If you like what you heard, subscribe, share my video. Check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.